lie.
What's up, lifers? How y'all doing today? Welcome back. Before I jump into the subject, out of all the comments, I got maybe two comments that they weren't sure about the name Lifers. So I like it. I think it fits the channel, but why don't you guys go ahead and start sending some suggestions in, comment below. Let me know if you guys have any other suggestions, but for now, we'll just go ahead and keep it at that. So today we're going to talk about, some people have been asking me, hey Ron, talk about how to stay out of prison, after you get out, because a lot of people have, issues with that, going back and forth in prison, feeling like they're caught up in the system. And that's pretty much it. You are caught up in the system, but you do have control over your own actions. You do have control over everything that you're doing and the decisions you're making. So I wrote down like 10 things, and I'm going to share them with you, and I'm going to talk about them, elaborate a little bit on them, and hopefully this will help y'all, with what you're going through. So let's check this out real quick. So of course, I didn't really have problems with drugs or anything like that. My problem was alcohol. So for me, the biggest thing for me when I got out is that I had to stay away from alcohol. It was actually on as one of my parole conditions where, alcohol couldn't be in my house or anything like that. I couldn't even be around a liquor store. Anything like that would violate me, because when I drink, I get stupid and I just didn't know how to control my alcohol. So I was really a big time alcoholic. So that was one of the main things I had to do, was stay away from the damn alcohol. And so for people who do drugs, man, I know it's hard. Addiction is hard, but man, you really, just got to weigh your freedom, versus the drugs, and I know a lot of people don't give a fuck about anything or their actions when they're using drugs or anything like that. But man, that's going to be one of the main things that you're going to have to just give up, and you have control over it no matter what. I mean, think about it. When you go to prison, at first you don't really have access to that kind of shit. And if you don't have money, you don't have access to that kind of shit. So, you're going to have to kick the drugs or whatever, get in shape and things like that. So focus more on getting in shape and shit like that, man, and kicking those drugs, because that's what's going to get you back, of course. Another thing, I'm looking at my phone, by the way, you guys, because I wrote it all down. I don't, so if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing. So another thing you want to do is stay away from those old kick it areas, stay away from your friends, those people who are mixed up in drugs, gangs, or whatever the fuck they doing. They out there, still fucking up, stay away from those areas, stay away from those people, because, all that shit's going to get you caught up. You know that already. You know what I mean? I know it's hard. You sitting at home, you get bored, man. Think about this, man. If you're going to go back on the block, if you're going to go out and hang out with motherfuckers that are fucking up, you're going to get put back in prison. It's just simple as that. And a lot of times, part of your parole conditions, you're not even allowed to be associating with people like that. So, that's going to get your ass locked up. You want to stay away from those areas. You want to stay away from those people, and just find something else better to do with your time. All right. Number 3, again, is stay away from gangs, and I know a lot of people are involved in gangs and things like that. But, the truth of the matter is this, man. I remember people used to think, oh man, I can't get out of the gang. You know what I mean? They thought it was for life, but, in all reality, you can just walk away. Just walk away. You know what I mean? If your homies really love you, your folks really love you, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to hate on you for trying to make a better life. You know what I mean? This ain't blood in, blood out, you know what I mean? And you ain't in the mob. So, just, respectfully, let your homies know, man, you ain't with that shit no more. You know what I mean? You done did whatever, 5 years, 6 years, whatever. You want to change your life. You want to take care of your kids, your family or whatnot. You know what I mean? So, just stay away from that shit, man. You don't need that shit, because that type of gang activity and things like that is just going to get you caught up. You might catch a case that's worse and end up doing life in prison. You know what I mean? And you don't want none of that. You ain't got no time for that. You know what I mean? So stay away from the gang shit, man. You know what I mean? Get rid of all the gang paraphernalia you got. You know what I mean? Just walk away, man. Choose a better life. That's what you got to do. You know what I mean? So don't think that you're stuck in it. You know, don't think that, you know, oh man, the homies gonna come and they're gonna, you know, fuck me up or whatever, kill me or whatever. You know what I mean? Even so, I mean, for me personally, I'd rather choose to live my life the way I want to live it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really fuck with people. I just do my thing. All right. So you have the choice. You're in control of your life. You know, you can make these choices on your own. Don't let other people make your choices for you. All right. So number 4, occupy yourself with positive things. You know, get around people, you know, that are positive. Find some hobbies. Get into education, work, you know what I mean? Like, go to school, if anything. You know, I'm not with the whole school thing, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man, most people that go to school stay the fuck out of trouble, right? You know, you get focused on something, man. Get focused on your education, something that's very positive in your life. Be around positive people. Some people, man, when they get out, they get a job and they just stay focused on their job, getting that check, getting that money, you know what I'm saying? So just get focused on positive shit, and you won't have time to be out there fucking up and getting in trouble. So, you know, find something, a hobby, whatever it is, man. Do that shit and embrace, and you know, get into that and just do that shit, and fucking don't fuck with other people, man. Do things that make you happy, things that are positive in your life, things that help you grow. All right? So number 5. Look, when I got out on parole, one of the things that helped me is being honest with my parole officer. So if you're on parole, and one of the things you can do, you know, I know sometimes parole officers are assholes or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and I've had them, you know, and I've had good parole officers. But regardless if you feel they're assholes or what, they're gonna do their job and help you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to talk to them. So my parole officer, when I got out, he had told me, you ain't allowed to drink, you ain't allowed to do all this shit, and he said, do you smoke weed? I told him straight up, hell yeah, I smoke weed. You know what I mean? I smoke weed every day. You know what I mean? Even in prison, I smoked weed. You know, I said, but if that's one of the things that you don't want me doing out here, then I'm not gonna smoke weed. It's not that hard for me. You know, I told him straight up like that, because I'd rather choose my freedom than getting high. And honestly, he told me straight up, nah, I'm not gonna sweat you on the weed. That's what he told me. He said straight up, do me a favor, go get your card. So if I come by your house to search your house or whatnot, and I see weed laying around or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, make sure you have that medical script up. And this was back in '09. So, you know, he was real with me, you know what I mean? So he didn't sweat me for smoking weed, you know, and then I changed parole officers and it was the same fucking thing. I had to let him know, you know what I mean? And, you know, some things he wasn't cool with or whatever, but be honest with him. Another thing I did too is, you know, I was struggling with finding a job. And so I didn't know what to do really. So I just told my parole officer straight up, hey man, you got anything, any programs or anything that I can do or get involved with, you know, that will help me get a job and you know, help me stay the fuck out of trouble. And he hooked me up with this trucking school. So I went to school for my Class A license, got my Class A license, and it was cool, you know what I mean? So they're going to help you out. They're going to give you things to help you out, you know what I mean? So just be real with them. Don't think you can't come to them and say, hey man, I really want some help. I really need, you know, something that will keep me out of trouble and something that will keep my time occupied. They got programs and shit. Just talk to them, all right? What are we on? 6? All right. So reach out to people that are positive. Again, you know what I mean? So, you know, people that are doing positive things in their life and going somewhere with themselves, you know, reach out to them. You know, not everybody's going to want to lend a hand or whatnot, but continue to reach out to people that are doing these positive things with their lives. Man, I'm telling you, you'll be surprised how many people will help you. How many people just want to talk about the great things they're doing in their life, you know, and just want to help somebody else, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people that are doing positive shit in their lives came from backgrounds like you know, came from the dirt. So they're willing to lend that hand and willing to teach and willing to, help give back to their community and whatnot. So, learn to reach out to people, man. Don't be afraid to say, hey, man, I need some help, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. And so, yeah, just so look around for people that are positive in your life, keep them in your life, and aim for what they're doing. You know what I mean? And you'll be all right with that shit, man. All right. So another thing that you want to do is learn to cherish your freedom. I think that's number 7. I'm not even gonna fucking count no more. All right. Learn to cherish your freedom. Enjoy your life. Do things that make your soul happy. All right. So I got friends that are on parole and they haven't gone back to prison, and I noticed things about them. One of the things about one of my homies, Snoop, and he's probably going to watch this, so shout out to you, Snoop. That's my best friend right there, man. He's one of the guys, let me tell y'all something. He's one of the guys that I wanted to get on camera. He's a little camera shy, but he's really got a great story to tell. He was actually in prison at 16 years old, and he went through a lot of shit. And hopefully, man, if y'all, man, show some support, get in the comments, man, and give a shout out to Snoop and tell him, man, get on camera, tell us your story, because I'm gonna tell you right now, man, his story is real impactful. It can help out a lot of people. He went through a lot of shit and ended his ass up in prison at 16, man. And this dude, he couldn't even buy cigarettes from the canteen. So, his story is very unique. I'd like to get him on here to talk with you guys. He's got a story that would help so many people. But anyways, let's go. So, yeah. Learn to cherish your freedom. One thing that, my boy Snoop does is he likes to fish. He does a lot of fishing, and that occupies his time. It makes him happy. He feels at peace, and whenever he just feels any type of struggle in life or whatnot, he'll go out with his brothers or whatever, and he'll go fishing, man. And that's one of the things he loves to do. So finding hobbies like that, whatever it is you do, like you like working on cars, or you just like, your job, period. I got another homie that, he went straight to work and just climbed the ladder, and now he's vice president of the company. And I'm telling you, man, people are doing big things, man. And it's all about what you focus on, man. If you're focusing on like, man, this shit sucks, I can't do nothing with my life, you know what I mean? I'm on parole or whatever it is, you know what I mean? You're just holding yourself back, No one's holding you back but you and the decisions you make. So, man, find something positive in your life and focus on that, all right? All right. So, cherishing freedom. All right. Now, this is one of the things that we took for granted before, at least me, before I went to prison. And that is, think about your family and your loved ones. So whenever you fucking up, you're not just doing it to yourself. People who love you suffer along with you. So before you go and make a decision to fuck up your life, realize now, man, that those who love you, like your parents, your children, your brothers, your sisters, girlfriend, wife, whoever it may be, your kids, man, they love you. And if you're going to go fuck up your life, you're fucking their life up. You know what I'm saying? So realize that when you're doing shit and you're risking your freedom and you're causing havoc or whatever you're doing, man, you're hurting those who love you. So think about them before you make decisions that are going to fucking jeopardize your fucking freedom. All right. So, just remember that. Just always keep those who you love right there in your head. And remember that they love you and that they don't want you doing this stupid ass shit. Even those who may have passed that you love and that you looked up to. Think about them, you know what I mean? What would they think about if you were getting locked up or ruining your life or whatnot? You know what I'm saying? You're fucking hurting them regardless of anything, you know what I'm saying? So you're not doing what they would rather see you doing, all right? So think about that. Always keep your loved ones right there in your head. And remember to think before you make any type of decision that's going to fuck your life up, all right? I wrote, realize the choices you make will determine your future. So, again, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Think about it. Always think about what you're doing, you know what I mean? Think about your future, man. If I do this shit right here, don't think about the fast money. If you're selling drugs or whatever, don't think about that, you know what I mean? Because that's temporary fucking relief for you, you know what I mean? Like, there's consequences that come with selling dope, right? So you want to think about your future, you know what I mean? You want to think about, man, if I do this, the chances of it, I can catch another felony, I can catch another case or whatever, go to prison, jeopardize my future even more, you know, like as far as getting jobs, as far as, you know, just creating anything. I'll be older when I come home, you know what I mean? So think about your future, man, you know, because your future is important, you know. Don't always sit here and think that whatever you're going through right now is the only thing that's ever going to be in your life, man. Things change. Tomorrow will be different. Next year will be different. So, you know, ride these motherfucking waves, you know what I'm saying? And just make better choices because, man, regardless of what you think, your future is very important and you can control the destiny of your future, man, by the decisions you make, all right? So think about that before you do anything. All right. Another thing you could do, man, I wrote this last, which is number 10. I lost count, but another thing you can do is really just look at these prison channels, you know what I'm saying? And why I say that is this, man. Look, I lost 10 years of my life from making dumbass decisions. Look at Herc, look at West, look at whoever you want to look at. They lost decades in their lives from, you know, from making poor decisions. And, you know, if you realize that, you know, you realize, hey, man, you know, this next step, this next thing I do, you know what I mean, I'm taking penitentiary chances, you know what I mean? And so if I do this and something goes bad, you know, I may lose 10 years of my life. I may lose 15, 20, or even lose the rest of my life, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just look at people who have been through that shit, who have lost that shit and how much it's fucked them up. You know what I mean? Especially me, you know, you see me, you see my videos, you know that the shit fucked me up, you know what I mean? And it's just not, it's not a necessary sacrifice, you know what I mean? When you're out here in the free world and you live in life, man, you can make different sacrifices, you know, sacrifice your time in a more positive way, not sacrifice your time in prison, you know. Sacrifice your time like going to work or building something for yourself, you know what I mean? Find something that's gonna last forever for you, you know? Like doing something you love, you know? If you like fucking building model aircrafts, I don't know, fucking do it. You know what I mean? If you like fucking singing or playing an instrument, fucking do it, you know what I'm saying? Anything that isn't gonna put you in a position where you lose your fucking life, lose your time, you know what I'm saying? And who wants to spend time in a fucking prison cell with another man? You know, it's just not worth it, you know? So many fucking years lost of being in a fucking closet with a toilet and bunks, you know what I mean? It was fucking garbage. It's not worth it, you know? And that's what you got to realize, man, that, you know, the decisions you make are yours. That's it, plain and simple. Man, don't let anybody else's opinion of you or anybody, you know, anybody else's influence over you, you know what I mean? Don't let that fucking be the reason why you fuck up. If you fuck up, let it be all on you. You know what I mean? Like, don't, it's just crazy because, you know, for me, when I got out of prison, I just didn't want to go back, you know, and I'm not going to lie, you know, I did things that could have got me back in prison, you know, just stupid shit like speeding down the road. Let me tell you a quick story. Speeding. I have a problem with fucking speeding. I love fucking driving fast. I don't know what it is, man. I just don't know how to slow the fuck down when I'm driving the car, you know. But little quick story. A guy I know, you know, I'm not gonna mention his name, rest in peace, but he had got caught up driving on the freeway, driving home from the work one day, and I don't know if he was speeding or not, but he had cut some lady off, and she fucking wrecked, totaled her car, or whatever, got injured and shit. And man, they were trying to strike him out. They were trying to hit him with a third strike, saying that he didn't use his blinker and that he was driving erratic and things like that. So, I mean, this man had to fight this case. You know, he was fighting for his life. He thought he was gone. He thought he was going to go back to prison just for not using his fucking blinker, just driving home from work. And that's how easy you can get caught up, especially if you're on parole or if you've been in trouble before. You know what I mean? Just people will say things about you. They'll say like, hey man, that motherfucker purposely cut me off and wrecked me. You know what I'm saying? So that's assault with a vehicle, man. You're looking at a felony. So that's what I'm talking about. Just small things like that you really got to pay attention to. So decisions, 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 decisions. Should I drive fast down this freeway right now and risk people's lives, even my own life? You know, you got to think about fucking shit like that. It's crazy. It's the smallest things. I knew a guy that came into prison on a violation because he had a knife in the car that, you know, he was using to cut wires or whatever on his speakers and on his fucking stereo. You know what I'm saying? And he just left it in the car, like under the seat or behind the seat or whatnot. Got pulled over, search and seizure, found the knife, and he was telling me it was a fucking doll ass knife. It was nothing. It was just something I was using to work on my car. And they violated his ass for a fucking year. You know what I mean? So understand, man. You really got to pay attention to everything you're doing. You know, like me personally, I wouldn't even get in people's cars. I'd ask them straight up, man, you got anything in? I was like policing my homies and shit. Like, you got any weapons or drugs in this car? Man, I'm not getting in your fucking car if you got that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, just one fucking pill would get you violated. So be careful of that, man. Don't be getting in people's cars and shit, man. Just be real with yourself and realize, man, hey man, every little thing can get me caught up. So, you know, I'm not saying being scared of the world, man. I'm just saying, man, just be careful and really think about your decisions that what you're doing, all right? So that's all I have for y'all, man. Wanted to get this out there to you guys that were asking. And again, man, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, you know, and need some help with something where you just feel like, man, you know, what do I do next? And you want to ask me, man, just hit me up on my IG, man. Y'all know, you know what time it is, man. Those of you who have hit me up, I do my best to help you. All right. So that's what I have for y'all today, man. And you know what it is, man. Stay the fuck out of trouble.